What's going on, everyone on YouTube? NES Ruler, and welcome to a brand new review. And this time around, we'll be checking out a film that was sent to me review by 88 Films, and you can pick this up on Blu-ray at all your favorite online retailers. And it is a film titled Hero. So this is a Shaw Brothers film, like most releases that 88 Films have done recently. This is part of their Asian collection, and like I said, this film is from 1997. So. All the other films, if you guys have listened to some of my reviews, have been, done in the 70s. So this is the first film that we see that was, a pretty modern movie. At least in my eyes, this is the first time that I've watched a modern Shaw Brothers film. And it's basically just a remake of a film that they did in 1972 called The Boxer Shintung. And they just remade it for a more modern audience. And I haven't seen that movie, but... let's get into Hero. So Hero, we follow these two brothers. They live in China, and they live in a province of China that is very poverty-ridden. A lot of people are trying to escape to Shanghai to try and find a better life. And we follow these two brothers, and they ultimately get on a train and are able to escape to Shanghai. And along the way, they are... connected in some way or another with the local mob scene in Shanghai, and basically learn that there are multiple families that run the scene in Shanghai, and it's basically just our main character, who plays the younger brother, trying to start up his own piece of the pie in the mob scene. He doesn't want anything ever handed to him, and he doesn't want people to give him anything. He wants to earn it himself. So he just basically goes around, fighting people, intimidating people, and that's basically about it. Along the way, we have some more modern fight sequences. It's not as... I feel like this movie doesn't go as crazy with the martial arts scenes like some of the older films do from the 70s. They're not as long and drawn out as those films, which is kind of a shame because that's kind of the highlight of those movies. I'm not saying there's not any martial arts fighting in this movie. There's one sequence that takes place on a horseback it's pretty good. It's definitely the highlight of the movie, in my opinion, until we get to the final climax. It's really well choreographed, and a lot of extras in this movie. The amount of people that are in this film is absolutely insane. You start to realize that once you get to the ending of it. I mean, there's just hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people. It's quite a feat to see when you watch it. Nowadays they just CGI when they have hundreds and hundreds of people. But back in the day, they had to do it the old school way. So to see that many people is still a really awesome and really cool sight to see. So, like I said, the younger brother, he moves up the ranks, he starts to have power, and along the way, people are trying to murder him and take back what he has built. And that's basically about it. It's a pretty simple, Shaw Brothers movie. All these other movies, they follow the same kind of plot where we have a main character trying to, get a piece of the pie. And this one is more the same, but this time we got guns and things like that. More action-based sequences for modern audiences. Like I said, you got guns. It's way more violent than some of the other films that I've talked about in the past, but a lot more fast-paced. So it's definitely an easier watch to watch if you're a modern audience, I think, in my opinion. But I still kind of like the old 70s stuff. I feel like the martial arts in those movies were a little bit better, but... It's still an interesting film. I feel like it gets kind of convoluted with the amount of characters. And that's kind of my complaint with all these movies that I've reviewed from Shaw Brothers. It's kind of hard to follow who's who and who's each character and what their point is and things like that. I feel like this movie follows the same trait. But I still had a pretty entertaining time with it. I feel like it was still worth the watch, like all these Shaw Brothers films are. They're not going to be my favorite kind of films, but I still enjoy giving them at least a one-time watch. And this package from 88 Films, of course, you got the brand new slipcase, which is actually pretty nice. I actually quite like this slipcover. It's quite nice. And And we got a booklet like we do with all these other 88 film releases. And we got a new transfer from the 35mm negatives, original mono 2.0 with an English dub, as well as the original Cantonese audio track, auto commentary with Asian cinema expert, the Hong Kong trailer, the English trailer, and some alternative shots from the Taiwanese version. So not the most features on this release. It's basically just a commentary track and some trailers. But the package is nice, like I said, from 88 Films. You got your reversible cover art, and then you get a poster with the newly commissioned artwork, as well as the original poster artwork. And then you have a booklet that talks about the film and everything like that. This is Shaw Brothers really didn't make that many movies in the 90s, so it's quite an interesting read to learn about that and how they came back and made this movie, which is, from what I understand, one of the bigger films that they've made in the 80s and into the 90s. So I enjoyed watching it. So that is my review of Hero. If you guys like this review, please give it a thumbs up. And as always, follow me on Twitter at twitter.com/NESRuler22. Hope everybody's doing well, and I shall talk to you guys soon. See you guys.